Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be covering my first match in the Vega Battlegrounds Championships Grandmaster Cup against GhostDog54. I'll leave a link to his channel down in the description. He's a really good dude, pretty solid player. So in this tournament there's a bit of a twist compared to the last one. Basically, every week there's going to be a different Grandmaster. It's going to be somebody in the community that isn't involved in the tournament that chooses two champions that aren't allowed to be in your deck, and two champions that you aren't allowed to ban. This week it was Kabam Mike that was the Grandmaster, and he chose to blacklist Human Torch and Archangel, so we couldn't use them in our decks. And then he chose to whitelist Rintra and Omega Sentinel, so we couldn't ban those two champs. Against GhostDog, I thought the best bans personally for me would be Cosmic Ghost Rider, Hulkling and Sasquatch. At the time I didn't have my Hulkling leveled up or ranked up, so I didn't really want him having a champ that I didn't have access to. Plus I think his is rank 4, which makes that a little bit more annoying since he's really good in this meta. I didn't really like Sasquatch, just because he's really tanky, and then CGR counters a lot of champs in my deck, so I just wanted those three gone. Okay, so in this first one he plays a Mephisto. I've got Scorpion as a good counter. I'm just thinking who can stall enough, not necessarily who would be the most difficult fight, but who would stall to the point where I can do this efficiently and still win. So I choose to place Terrax. He probably was my best defender overall, either him or Longshot, but I wanted to save Longshot for attack. Here, I've done this matchup before, I just go for the Rupture Sting. In this meta, it's not as fast as it was in other metas, just because with Rich Get Richer and Scorpion not having any natural buffs, it's a bit more difficult to control the power gain. So I go for my standard rotation here, just medium up to special 2. Lucky me, he gets two aura incinerates as I land my first 5 hits. So yeah, just keep going, another aura. This has been a reoccurring theme in tournaments. Mephisto just doesn't like me. I don't know what I've done, but the AI and the luck that I've been getting just hasn't been amazing. I get hit there, making a couple of mistakes to start with, just because of the extra power gain as well. It's a little bit more difficult to keep his power under control. My debuffs are more likely to fall off, just because he has a lot of extra power gain. At least I'm getting a bit of extra regen from the Petrify. Just go for a special one here and hopefully this burst finishes him off, and it does. For a Scorpion fight against Mephisto, that was pretty slow, just based off what I've done in the past, but I'm not too annoyed. It won me the round. I'm finished at 100%, 53,000 points isn't anything to dwell on. My Terex did his job, which I'm happy about. And this next round, I'm thinking potentially a safe throw. I don't want to go in for the kill and then be done for on round 3, so what I do here is I place Havoc, because he could either use Gallon or I-Bomb. My goal originally was to get him to use his Gallon. He places Nick Fury here, which is what I was expecting from the first round, since he didn't place him round 1. So I go with Hercules here, and he ends up going with I-Bomb. I think he was trying to save his Gallon for round 3, but it's still a pretty decent matchup. So here what my plan is to start off with a light attack and then do light intercepts until he gets to 1 bar, and then throw my special one before he can. So if he gets the Fury and gets the extra power gain, then yeah, like here, I'll just have to do a couple of extra combos, or a couple of extra hits in my combo, just to get him above that range. I didn't want to get him to 15, that was a miscount on my part, but here I just need to push him to special 2 and it should be okay, or let the Fury expire. Just wait for him to throw it. And here I just let a special 2 rip. Hopefully this finishes the first life. Not quite. A few more hits should. Just need to get him to special 2, get him to throw it, and one more special 2 here should just finish it off. And it does. And to my surprise, I get out of this fight and he ended up dying. I'm not sure what happened there, but it was pretty fortunate on my part. So I take this first one 2-0. So round 2, I'm liking the look of my draft at the moment. I think first round I placed Thing, just because his only real counter is Shang-Chi, and if he doesn't use him it wastes his Hercules. But I noticed I didn't really have a good counter to Thing. I could have used Scorpion, but I wanted to save him for either Mephisto or Rintra, so I ended up going with Havoc. I wanted to save Havoc for defense, but he was probably the best option for this overall. It isn't the fastest of fights, but I know that if you time things right, one special 3 can nuke him all the way down. It's just a case of actually timing it right, which you'll see soon that I don't really do a good job of doing. So what the plan is here, just build up to special 1 first. Manages rock stacks as well. I know the special 1 is 4 hits, so what I want to do here, throw medium and then into special 1, that gets him to 15. And then I'm still building up plasma charges as I'm baiting out specials. So part of the plan here as well is before I start actually throwing heavies to build up prowess, I want him to get as many of those plasma debuffs as possible, just so that I'm able to do some damage through the feedback. See, as you can see here, it's ticking for 1118. So what I'm doing here is just building special 3, trying to get to 3 to 4 prowess, making sure that none of my debuffs fall off. And you can see as well those rock stacks are kind of reducing the damage as well. I think he gets energy resistance based off it. So I had 3 prowess I think, and I threw the special 3 and it left him on 9%, so I did mistime that, which I probably should have been a bit more safe. Just let myself build up 1 or 2 prowess more and then guaranteed the kill. Instead, that's kind of wasted about 20 seconds here. It could have been faster, but luckily I still get the win. Again, he messed up, I'm not sure exactly what happened there. Thing can be annoying on this meta if he doesn't throw any specials, because that power gain, since Shang-Chi doesn't have any natural buffs, apart from when he refreshes he gets the precisions, it can be a little bit annoying if he doesn't throw, but luckily I still won. So here he places his Rintra, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he places Rintra, so I do the exact same and place my Rintra. And he goes with Scorpion, I think. And I wanted to save my Scorpion for Mephisto, so I go with Overseer here. Something happens in this fight that really kind of irritated me at the time. You'll see what happens. I'll slow it down when it gets to that point. But you'll see it's... Looking back, it probably is a mistake on my part. But at the time, I thought I was well within range. You'll see what I mean. So to start off here, what the plan is in this matchup is, usually I do a 5 combo and then a heavy attack to get him above. Oh, I say above. To get him to 1 bar, Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It depends how many times I hit his block before. Usually let the power gain do its thing, just so that I build up my gamma charges quickly. Throw another heavy attack there, just keep his charges under control. What I like to do is dash in and then bait the special 2 up close, just because that gives me an opening instead of having to wait out, just because time's always a factor in this. So what I do here, I get into cosmic mode with 6 charges, and I need to bait a special 2 out before he gets to special 3. Again, that's what's annoying about Rintra on this. He has the neutralize, but if he still gains the buff, he can get some good power gain. Here's the point I was talking about, so I'll slow this down, throw the special 1, back's against the wall. Looking at this now, I was out of range, but at the time I thought I was well within range, so that I could just do 4 lights and then carry on. But instead I whiff, and then he throws a special 2 while I'm still comboing, and it ends up critting, which takes about half my health. So at this point I think that I'm kind of done for. Luckily this special 1 stuns into block. Again, luckily I did end up winning that. I didn't really deserve to, based off that one mistake. Again, at the time I thought I was within range. I thought everything was okay. I just thought, but looking back, that was on me. So round 3, if I win this one now, I end up taking this match. First defender he places is Terex, which kind of surprised me a little bit because Terex was his 1 counter to Killmonger, so I just end up placing Killmonger. I think he was trying to get rid of my Rintra, or my Doom, I think, just with that, but you'll see here I end up going with Hyperion because I feel like I can, I don't need a specific penny counter. I've got Nimrod and Kingpin, and both of those can do that fight. Probably not as quick, but it still works, so I could have done that. So here I just thought Hyperion would have been the best option. That also saves Doom and Rintra for defense in case he ends up using his Overseer for 1 and then doesn't have a good counter for the other. And you'll see here how good Hyperion actually is for this meta. It's ridiculous. So I do have the Thor relic, so I'm getting the extra damage each time I gain a buff. You'll see here I'm on 6 Furies, I'm still gaining loads of power, and this Terex is just melting. I end up throwing a special 1 here just while I have 5 Furies. The Incinerator's ticking down very quickly and he's just done for. I think that was 35 seconds. 34. Yeah, Hyperion's just silly good in this meta. Part of me was kinda glad that he used Cersei here because I was saving my Doom specifically for that Cersei, just so that I could place my Rintra on defense as well. So in the second round, I think he places Thing, because I don't really have a quick option for that. I end up placing Rintra because his only count is Overseer, and then if it does go to round 3, I can place Doom and he won't have a counter. So he places Thing, I end up going with Kingpin, and he does end up using Overseer, which means that I'm in a good position for round 3 if it gets there. Again, the Overseer versus Rintra fight, it does work. I didn't do a good job of showing that it works. Not in this match anyway. But I feel like I could definitely outpace him, rank 4 Kingpin versus a rank 3 Thing, going up against a rank 3 Overseer versus a rank 4 Rintra. So what the plan here is just to spam special ones and be careful of his rock stacks. I'm not going to try and play around it because the degen does cause ability accuracy reduction, which means some hits he just won't gain them. I just need to have good reaction times, so when I do see that he gets to 15, if he goes unstoppable, I need to be on the ball to react to that before anything bad happens. So here he's still staying between 13 and 15 constantly. And whenever I do get him to 15, what he tends to do is not proc the unstoppable, but also still reduce the rock stacks. As you can see though, this thing is going down pretty quickly. A lot quicker than I expected it to anyway. See, 1 or 2 more special ones and the fight should be over. Yep, and that's it. How long was that? That was 73 seconds. So, because I finished at 100% and he's not out of the fight yet, I know that I've won this one, and that's been 3-0. And well played to GhostDog. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.